Hi everyone, Osama is here from Smart PM Training. Today I will show you how you can create a progress curve step by step. Progress curve is a great project control tool. We all need it in our project. But before I start my tutorial, let me explain what a progress curve is and why we need it. A progress curve is a visualization that presents the planned versus actual on weekly basis. In many projects, we need to do the schedule update once per week. So on each data date, every week, you are showing the planned versus actual on weekly basis and the cumulative over time as well. Planned versus actual too. And we need to show the progress percentages on weekly basis. So it is very powerful tool for decision making. So you can see the progress status up to date and the historic progress data and variance as well. So I'm gonna start with a progress curve. I will go to the baseline schedule. Then I'm going to resources assignments. I can remove all grouping. I'm not interested in that right now. I have all the resources right now. Material, labors, and the cost. I want to filter by cost. So I'm going to filter by resource cost. Okay, and I want to see the planned cost for the whole project over time on weekly basis. Okay, I can go to group and sort by, customize, and I'm gonna do a mistake right now, so I can correct it for you later. I'm gonna show ground total, and I can copy all the information here. Like this is the overall, that's my total cost values distributed on weekly basis. And I will take this a copy. I'm gonna create a brandish new sheet for the progress curve. We will build it step by step. Okay, and now when I paste it, it doesn't really paste the value I want because you cannot copy total from here. If you go to group and sort, the total here is not actually a field. It is something working at the back end of Primavera. It is not a field you can copy. It's like dummy or virtual. You cannot copy it. You can see it in front of you, but it is not really built-in information. If you want to copy all values, the total values, you can have a workaround that. Of course, you can do something like that, like copy all activities, then sum everything on Excel, but you don't have to. So go to group and sort by, remove the ground total, and I'm gonna group by project. Okay, that's my project, but it is right now, it's a field with values you can deal with. I will copy. Okay, now I can copy the values. And I'm gonna remove that. Okay, and let me maybe expand the columns a little bit. And I have here some cells that are not formatted. I want to go maybe and check my first value 214. Yes, correct. So this is my planned cost, right? On weekly basis. Okay. And I want to change all format here to number. But something doesn't seem right now. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have here the actual cost. Okay. Or earned value to be specific, it's earned value cost. And on weekly basis, I'm gonna see my earned value cost and record it here over time. So we can see if we are performing well or not. So if I have a schedule update on 31st of January 2016, for example, I'm gonna record the earned value cost. But this value is not correct. I talked a little bit about it before, but it is not correct. This is the value for the end of the week that will start 31st of January. So the value for 31st of January, it's actually this value, because this is for the week that will start 24th of January, which means it's for the week that will end 31st of January. I will give you another proof of what I mean. My project start, as we said before, 20th of January 2016. That's my project start. How come I can have planned the cost on 17th of January, like 3 days before the project start? It is not wrong, but this is Primavera's way of reporting the resources assignments. Nothing is wrong with that, but we need to twist it a little bit to work for us. Okay, so that's actually for all values that will start from 20th of January. Okay, so what I need to do is I will take everything here, copy. Okay, and paste it here. I will shift it one cell to the right. So right now, this value is up to 24th of January. Okay, up to the exactly 24th of January. When I do my schedule update, I'm gonna record the earned value cost on this date. Okay. So this is very important. But what about here? I have additional values here, right? Like that, it doesn't belong to anything here. Let's go to Primavera. My project completion is 9th of November 2017, but I have allocation up to 5th of November, okay? Not 9th of November, okay? So my project completion is 9th of November, which means I have to write it manually 9th of November 2017. I know it's a little bit tricky, and I will explain it again in different way. My values shown here weren't correct at the first place, and I wanted to record earned value cost up to, for example, 14th of February. I run the schedule on 14th of February. I want to record the earned value cost on 14th of February, but the planned cost was not shown as per 14th of February, and that's why I had to shift all cells one cell to the right. Okay, and there are many ways to prove that. One way is to look at the 17th of January. One way is to show daily basis, for example, and you see where it's different. And after I shifted everything to the right, I'm gonna have 9th of November. I wanna do the cumulative, and it will be well understood after that. So I'm gonna have planned cost, but this time is cumulative. Okay, so that's the value. I just need to change that to number. Okay, so what is the cumulative up to 31st of January 2016? The cumulative up to last week plus the planned cost for my current week. What about the cumulative on 7th of February? The cumulative up to last week plus the value in our current week. And you can keep doing that. Okay, and this is my contract value, because the planned cost has been assigned from the beginning as per BOQ. And right now, the cumulative of all costs should match the contract value, which means when I do my progress on weekly basis, at the contract end, I should have cumulative the contract value to be claimed for, to be accomplished. Okay, so that's why sometimes when you shift all cells to the right, you're gonna maybe need to add the contract end itself. Okay. I'm gonna maybe expand all. Okay, we finished right now the planned cost on weekly basis, the earned value cost on weekly basis, the cumulative planned cost, and the cumulative earned value cost. After that, I wanna change it to percentages, but I wanna fill the earned value cost before. I will go to Primavera. I will go to projects, and I will go to my first week update, 24th of January. All right. So I have now all my metrics shown for me. There is nothing here you don't know about right now. You are familiar with the scalable percentage complete. I make sure, of course, to assign the baseline. And I got all indicators here. And we saw something about the delay indicator, the one with the icons, red or flag, is it ahead or behind? So this was very basic. If I go to view log, and I will go to, I want to see the number of activities in this report. So all activities, 2,400. It's really not effective to look at 2,000 plus activities and see by yourself the variance. Is it ahead or behind? We need something more robust. We need something more powerful. Progress curve is our first step to do that, which we are doing right now. Okay, I'm gonna go to the earned value cost. I will get the earned value cost in my first week, 266,270, 266,270.5. It's a number. One thing to be very careful about is I copied decimals as well. So when I went to the resources assignments, I make sure that I activate the decimals to 2 decimals, because by default, you will not see decimals. But you need it because if you ignore the decimals, the total value will not add up, okay? Because you are missing some decimals, the numbers are rounded. So show all decimals so that it will add up at the end. So that's my earned value cost. It was just configured as a percentage, but I'm gonna change it again. Okay. 266,270.85. Okay, so where should I put that? Here or here for the earned value cost? It's here. Because in Primavera, you only see the cumulative earned value cost. We will do week 2 and more weeks, so we can see how it's done with multiple schedule updates. But every value you see here, it's the cumulative earned value cost. It is all the earned value cost amount you see based on your progress. So here for substructure, I have got like 2 activities, okay, with a specific progress. I have the budgeted total cost, so I can get the earned value cost. It's very important. If you are still struggling with the earned value concept, you can go back to that lecture and revise it again, because it's very important. I had, this explanation, 1 activity, and also I made it more complicated with 2 activities, and I explained the planned value cost and earned value cost, and also with man hours. Okay, so that's how it's generated. This is a cumulative. So next week, if the activity percentage complete is 50%, it will show you the cumulative as well with the 50%. Okay, so that's a cumulative value. It's here. But what is the weekly? It is first week. So it's just the same. Okay, so that's my update for the first week. Right now, I'm gonna show the planned percentage, actual percentage, cumulative planned percentage, cumulative actual percentage. I'm trying to do right now a progress curve to determine planned versus actual for the whole project right now. It is something maybe you want to start with. If you find a problem, we are in delay, we use other tools and the methods to dig deeper and deeper to find the root cause of delay and how we can deal with it. But maybe as an introduction, you wanna start with the overall performance. My planned cost percentage, I'm gonna take this value, okay, and I wanna divide it by the contract value, the budgeted total cost of the project. So where can I find that? I have here the cumulative planned cost over time. Here, that's my cumulative planned cost. So the cumulative planned cost in my last week is the contract value. So if you sum all planned cost here, you're gonna end up with having the contract value. I will divide the planned cost on weekly basis by the contract value, and I'm gonna fix it as well with F4 from my keyboard. That's a percentage. So it means in my first week, my planned performance is 0.13% from the whole project. Imagine we don't have cost or labor assigned in the schedule, and you want to get this information, like how much I should have achieved percentage-wise. I want a weighting system because I cannot use the number of activities as a weighting system. I cannot also use the duration as a weighting system. We talked about it before. We need weighting system, reliable, we can refer to. So that's my weighting system. And I used it to determine that I have 0.13% planned in my first week. I will drag everything here until the last week. Okay, so I got right now weekly basis percentages. If you can see at the bottom here, the sum is 100%, which makes sense. Okay, let's do the actual. I'm gonna take the earned value cost divided by total contract value, F4. Okay. So that's my actual. What is my cumulative planned percentage? This value, the cumulative, okay, because I want to right now divide the cumulative planned percentage by the contract value, divide by the contract value, because right now I have the planned cost on weekly basis, and I want to see the planned cost up to the specific date. Okay, so in this week alone, I want to achieve some work in amount of 600,000 plus. Okay, but cumulative up to 13th of March, I want to bill for that amount, which is let's use the separator number format, and I want to use the 1,000 separator, so 3 million plus. Okay, and I want to translate that to percentages as well. Okay, cumulative 100%. Okay, perfect. Cumulative actual percentage is cumulative earned value cost divided by contract value as well. Okay. But I want to remove the zeros because nothing is here, right? And in the actual percentage, I want to remove zeros also because Excel will understand that I achieved 0% for that week, but it is not updated yet. So I want to keep it blank because there is no value here. But if I drag the zeros, it means something else. All right. Look here, the cumulative planned percentage, cumulative actual percentage. We can have a variance as well. And the variance is actual percentage minus planned percentage. So I am 0.03% ahead of schedule. It's positive because actual is greater than planned. Okay. I can also do some formatting here because later on we will have more progress each week, and I want to detect easily if it's ahead or in delay. So I will click on the variance cell. I will go to conditional formatting and manage rules. I don't have any rules here for this sheet. I'm gonna add a new rule. Choose the second option, format only cells that contains. Okay. And if it's between 0 and 1, because it's a percentage. So 1 as a number means 100% in Excel. 100% is the number 1. So if it's between 0 and 1, it means it's good, right? Because if it means it's positive, or 0 and the positive. If the variance is 0, it's actually a good thing. It means the planned equals actual. It means I'm on a schedule. It is not something I am worried about. So it's fine with me. So if it's from 0 to 1, I like that. What you want to do about it? So if it meets this condition, what you want to do about it? How you want to format this cell? I will go to format, go to fill, and make it green, make it light green, and click OK. Then click OK. I can click apply right now, and it will be reflected immediately. I want to add a new rule for the negative part. Format only cells that contains, I don't have a range here, but I want to say something. If it's less than 0, it means it's negative. It's enough for me. I don't have to give limits, 0 to negative 5,000. I don't care if it's how negative it is. It's less than 0, it's negative. That's what I care about. Format, I'm gonna go to red under fill, but this is very dark background, okay? And my text here is black font. If you show black font against dark background, it will not be visible. That's why I show it here light green, so I can see the value itself. I want to have it dark red because it's alarming. I want to keep that. I like it. But you need to go to font, go to color, and make it white so it can be visible. So that's my all formatting I need. Okay. Click OK. Okay, and apply and OK. Okay, I'm gonna drag this right now. Can you see right now what's happening? Of course, I don't have actuals yet, but I wanna test my conditional formatting. Whenever it's negative, it's gonna be changed. So if you have like, I don't know, like maybe 50 weeks, like a year of worth of updates, 50 weeks here, it's easy to see where you were ahead or in delay. Okay, I am not trying to disappoint you, but you will see a lot of red in your project. Okay, but it's just you need to do the formatting. Okay, I'm gonna delete that right now. You see, because it's 0, so it's formatted green. It's fine. I can just override any formatting here, like a blank cell, then override the green which I had. It was unnecessary. And next week I'm gonna drag that, because when you drag that, you are copying the formula and the formatting as well. Okay. So this is my first week, and right now I'm gonna prepare my chart, all chart. Okay. I'm gonna click insert, and I wanna have, I can actually like have everything, then customize what I want later. So I'm gonna have until row 10, okay, because I know my limits right now, but I do not want to show variance here. I'm gonna grab everything up to row 9. Okay, so up to row 9, I can see my boundaries right now. I'm gonna click add and make it a chart right now for now, column chart. And of course, it is not realistic because you are comparing in the same chart values worth millions compared to some values with maximum 1 in terms of number. 100% is 1. So they are auto-scaling everything. Of course, it doesn't make sense. You do not want to see that. As a good practice and progress curve, show only percentages. For 2 reasons. The first reason is cost is really sensitive topic. And if you show 100 millions or 200 millions, everyone will ask you about the breakdown and what's going on. But this is something that does not comply with my payment applications. everyone is sensitive about cost, and people get confused because right now we are evaluating the progress curve as per the work done. In real life, the payment application will be different because you take into consideration some material on site cost, and also you take into consideration some deductions because of quality. You take into consideration variation orders. There are a lot of things going on here, retention for your advance payment or whatever. But this is for work done, so I will show the percentages. The second reason is you are showing that I have 10 millions planned. But for me, it doesn't mean anything, you know. Is it 10 millions from a project that has a contract value of 20 millions, which means 50% of the project, or it's 10 millions out of $10 billion project, you know, so 10 millions are really inferior in this case. So the number itself doesn't give me the whole picture. I want to convert it to percentages. I can understand right now, regardless of the value, I have 2%. It's something measurable. I can measure. So I want to show the percentages. Right click, select data. I'm not interested in planned cost, neither the earned value cost or even any other numerical value. I want to keep the percentages. Okay, and that's my timeline. Okay, I want to just check out if the range is correct. Yes, correct. And click OK. Just to drag it a little bit. Okay, because I want to compare it with the actual. So I'm going to click cut and just paste it here. It's the same thing. And still I have a problem, right? Because the more I go in time, there will be significant difference between the planned weekly and the cumulative planned. Okay, and the problem gets worse over time. So right now, my chart is auto-scaled to represent both the weekly planned and cumulative planned. What I want to do right now is I want to have two separate scaling systems, one for the weekly planned and one for the cumulative planned. Right click, format a chart type. Let's change the chart type first. I will go here at the bottom to combo. Combo will allow you to mix two charts at the same time. Right now, I choose column chart. You have to choose column chart, by the way, because combo is not available here by default, and the chart design is not available by default. Choose the column chart as I did, you know, so follow my steps exactly, add a column chart, then later right click, change the chart type, then go to combo. And right now I have here you see the little bars here, it's the planned value, and the tall bars are for the cumulative. So as a good practice also, we wanted to represent the cumulative as a line. So Excel will maybe try to help you. They will see that planned percentage and the actual percentage are significantly less than the cumulative percentage. So they propose columns for planned percentage and actual percentage on weekly basis, and a line for the cumulative percentage. But what you need to do is you want to click secondary axis. Why? Because by enabling that, you want to activate a secondary scaling system for the cumulative. I'm going to click OK. And now the chart is really much better, right? So this is what's happening right now. On the left side, I have a scaling system for the weekly allocations. So all these weekly allocations can be referred to that scaling system. And I have now maximum of 4. Of course, you know, like you could, as per my project right now, I cannot achieve more than 4% in a specific week, you know. So the maximum planned percentage in a week is 4%. But for the cumulative, that's my secondary scaling system. So if you wanna at any point, if you want to see the cumulative planned value on 24th of March 2017, if you want the planned weekly itself, go to the bar and check the scaling system here. If you want to know the cumulative planned percentage up to this data date, go to the line and check the secondary scaling system on the right. Okay, so maybe let's take this bar, for example. If you hover on it, you will see which point. It's 26th of March. Okay, and it's approximately 1.75% on the left hand side scaling, and also it's around 48% cumulative. Okay, so I hope you get the idea right now. But I have here some thin bars. I want to see proper bars, the bars we are familiar with. Double click on the x-axis, or you can right click format axis to make it quicker and make it a text axis. Okay, so I can see now all values up to the contract completion 9th of November 2017. What I have just done right now is I'm telling Excel, I know that it is a date, okay, and you can recognize these values as dates, but I want you to disregard the formatting for a second in this chart. Make it a text, make it something like values. Don't consider it a date or another thing, you know, just it's a text. So whatever, you know, value you see for the planned cost, just show me the corresponding value, regardless it's a date or not. I want to see the value, because if you make the format axis as automatically select, it's, you know, it will configure it as a date. And if you do that back, you will see that they will give you maybe monthly allocations, or maybe bi-monthly, I think. No, monthly. So August, September, you know, like by default. So they can fit, you know, the scaling. But in progress curve, you want to see the weekly basis, right? Okay, and I can see right now the planned percentage, a bar. How do I know? You know, like we have here, if it's a bar, it's going to be a wide bar, but for a line, it's going to be thin for a line. Okay, so for the cumulative, planned, and the actual, they are lines. Planned and the actual percentage here are bars, so they are columns. The red one or the blue one for the planned, so that's the planned, and I can see the actual for my first week here, the one I have just created right now. So that's my actual, the little green over here. Okay, click OK. I can show data labels if I want. And I have here the cumulative value. What I did is you need only to select a single value. Okay, because maybe I'm interested to see data labels on monthly basis, but of course you do not want to show something like that. Like all the values on the line is not so effective, because the line is one solid chain. But for the columns, you can see separator. There is a wide gap. And when you show labels, it can still be visible. But on the line, you know, like it's going to be, it will look like something like that. So I select any value on the line, then I click delete, and it will remove all data labels for the line. I can also change the type. Okay, and or maybe let's do a little bit formatting as well. So let's go to formatted chart area. Okay. And I'm gonna maybe select maybe the line. Okay, I'm gonna select the line, and I want to make it in different color because I have two blues right now. Maybe one is enough for planned percentage weekly basis. I'm gonna have that. Yeah, maybe this color. Okay, because I want to differentiate it. All right, so that's my progress curve for the first week. And I will call it right now progress curve. Cost, of course, because we have two separate measurement systems, one for cost, one for man hour. And I can double click here or right click on the y-axis, format axis. And we all know that it's a maximum 100%. The cumulative is maximum 100%. So make the maximum 1 here. after I did right click, format axis, and click enter. So right now the curve is 100%, which is better, I believe. You can also go under chart design, maybe change any design you want. You can just hover on it and you will see the preview before you select it. I think it's better than the default one, so I'm gonna choose that. Okay, but maybe you will need to change the color again. Okay, from this icon, colors, and I'm gonna have it maybe orange. Okay, so right now I finished the first week update. Right, let's do the second weekly update. Okay, what do we have here? First of all, I don't have any filter, all activities, because otherwise you will get the wrong value, because we agreed that the top row here will reflect the applied filter you have, right? I should have all filters so I can get the earned value cost for the whole project. And I want to get the earned value cost here, 709. It's my cumulative, right? We agreed. So that's for the cumulative up to date from Primavera here, 709, 095.21. Okay, but I want to know also the earned value cost for the specific week. This week period only, I'm going to apply a formula. The cumulative this week minus the cumulative last week. Okay, so I know right now this is the earned value cost for how much I achieved this week period only. This value is cumulative up to today, or the data date I'm having in place right now. Okay, my plant is all done because I know it from the baseline. I'm gonna have the actual here, just to drag it a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna drag this as well. And we have here, okay, fine. So we can have the cumulative blended percentage, 0.39% up to date, actual 0.43%. Okay. And some people also might want to add the late distribution. We know right now that there is a planned cost as per early and late distribution. You can just, do it if you want. If this is the case, you can just go to resource assignments. I'm gonna choose, but you have to go to baseline, of course. Baseline, get customize, time interval units, remaining late units, and you can just take the information, you can add it to the chart so that you will have two bars, one that shows you the planned percentage as per early distribution and the planned percentage as per late distribution, if this is the case. Okay, that's my progress curve as per cost.